to execute the traitors of the kingdom of Chat and place their heads on the pikes of persuasion in Conversation Castle.
So yeah, you guys enjoy the session?
No, I'm totally fucked up.
I enjoyed
I'm
the session.
tired today.
Fine.
I had fun during the combat. That was very good.
The
Yeah.
combat was good.
I'm
I
trying.
accept the consequence of what happened there near the end.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
be
no.
calm. This game
yeah,
keeps testing
My
me.
my boy Orvid is doing a lot of beauty sleep.
Mhm.
He's just getting really tired. He's just tuckering himself out, but it is what it is.
He needs a nap. Well,
He
okay,
needs
big sleep.
He needs so many naps.
A big consecutive nap.
Get like
Alright.
some for cat nap or something like that.
So, starting at the top of the list, Eric, how'd you feel about the session? Questions, comments, concerns?
It was fine. Didn't really like the ending part at all. But
Yeah. I mean,
that can't be blamed on you, Steve. And I'm also not particularly a fan of the map, which yet again can't be blamed on you.
It probably wouldn't be as bad if I could have aligned it properly, but
No,
mean, it's
it
not
still
just
would have
that,
been bad.
It's way too big. It is
Yeah.
way too big. It's become
This is
a
a
plot
very.
at
This is
point.
less a dungeon. Well, it's a dungeon, but it's like, oh my gosh.
Like
It goes
this
on
is like
forever.
a dungeon you expect from a JRPG from the early 80s. It's
So,
really bad.
fun fact, D&D First Edition Gygaxian Dungeons, I think it was like 5 to 10 floors in your dungeon, and this would be one of the floors.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Like, it's a bit of a larger floor, but this is, one of up to 10 floors, and very much the old style game was check for traps, kick in the door, fight the baddies, move to the next room, and it was very systematic, and 10-foot poles were used. Sometimes people would tie themselves together, etc. There's ways to avoid things, but it also, if you're a wizard, you got to roll 1d4 for a hit die. So, like, you guys can, like, you're playing it really safe again, which I don't blame you on doing, but you guys can get hit like trucks and still walk out of it just fine.
No, I
Like,
can't.
That's because you're a little bitch. Anyway.
No, it's
true.
because my character's weak and has a really low DC anyway.
You straight up took like 10 damage this session, and as soon as you had something bad happen, you threw a hissy fit. So
Yeah,
I put
because
that on you.
this takes a while to fix.
yeah, it takes 3
My
long
mood was
rests.
depleted as a result of that hunter. I kind of want to go right now.
So Eric, you're good to go if
Bye.
there wasn't anything else. Thank you for playing. B, how did you feel about the session? Questions, comments, concerns?
So I basically said I had fun. I'm tired though. I need more energy and better sleep. Yeah.
I feel that.
And then like, the only thing I have to say for like clown arc thing is, I am bad at roleplay.
I mean, like, honestly, you've been doing really well.
Just becomes where it's like, oh, okay, actual like input from stuff, or is if my character's or I'm being asked to do something funny, it's like, oh gosh.
See, so don't take things literally when it comes to that. They were speaking cryptically, so it wasn't a whole like, you're not being funny, har har clown. It very
I
much
got that to some degree.
it was
various acts.
more
Capriciousness.
it was more a nonverbal way of saying, this isn't a story just about you. Don't stand in the center and be the spotlight. You are there to complement everyone else. You are there to be the spirit and to get everyone in the mood. and to assist in the main act. You are not the main course. You are a supporter, and it kind of in reference to you've been sticking your face into a lot of stuff, and your patron is not happy about that. Not in the way of like you as a player are doing something wrong. No, that's not what I'm saying. I fucking love it. But your patron, on the other hand, you've made some choices that have displeased the Honk Mother, and this is her saying step back.
Okay.
It very much is. Clowns talk extremely cryptically and are weird and horrifying. There almost was some other stuff, but I decided to not do that because I didn't want to be too hostile with the clown.
Yeah, like,
But
if I may interject, why did we go with the theme of clowns? Over half the population on the planet thinks they're scary. They get paid minimum wage. They're scary. No one even goes to the circus anymore.
Because that's the perfect recipe for an eldritch horror.
God, wait, who messaged me? You can
Yeah,
keep
they-
going.
clowns
like
are
her-
that. It's a mix of chaos comedy and horror that I'm really hoping that I'm getting a good mix in
Very
together,
much.
where it's just like the room goes pitch black and a corpse starts talking to you like a puppet, and everyone is like, what the fuck is going on? And then someone opens up a door and gets hit with a pie in the face.
Chaos gods.
Yeah, it's this mix of a horrifying and funny, and it's I'm very much hoping that it's not too obtuse, I guess. I'm not trying to make every session of wacky clown time, but a dip here and there to keep you on your toes, I feel is a nice addition, because you're a clown paranormal investigator, and that's such this interesting mix where I want more of that clowny goodness, and you've just given me this like beautiful platter to work with, because clowns are horrifying.
Very. Zach isn't helping much with this. I'll blow any patron right now.
Yeah, I
Patron,
know.
like, I'll, like, more power, more magic is cool.
Mhm.
Thus, the consequences of you know who you're working for, right? Don't forget
Yeah.
who your patron is.
Exactly. The whole like, oh, you're starting to become fiendish? Well, your non-fiend patron isn't appreciating that. So not you are starting to get, this large amount of power, but with that comes the strings attached. So don't if you choose to take the path where you abandon the Honk Mother and make an enemy of her, you definitely can, and there's gonna be boons and banes to that, but it's wherever the story goes.
Very much so. Also,
Anyway.
Hunter, unironically, I could fix your sheet if you give me access. You could just choose
No.
not to, and your sheet will remain a buggy mess. Whatever the hell happened to your con calculations,
My
no one will
con
ever know.
is now a -1, and I'm miserable.
Again, I can fix it, but you choose not to. So
Whatever.
okay,
After
then.
one more long rest, it goes up to a +0, which I can live with.
Okay.
So,
All right, I'm out then.
hey,
Thanks
have a good
thanks
night.
for the game, Steve.
Thanks
Bye,
for playing.
Twisty. Night.
No.
All right, Twisty, how did you feel about session?
I felt that it went good, and to be honest, this is the first time playing a paladin, but I've played around and I've seen how paladins play in games that I've ran. So I feel like I could have been going a little heavier on the the spell slotting, but
Mhm.
I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't know how long it was gonna be till the next rest, so I wanted to keep something in my pocket.
Yeah,
Um,
the conservation, like it very much.
because
I could see the like estimation going in your head more or less, where
and part of the problem is the restrictiveness of using a two-handed weapon, even if it has a casting focus in it. I basically would have to take a hand off the hammer in order to cast a spell that requires somatic. Um, so with that sort of also limits the spell casting capability sometimes. And with the Shield of Faith thing, I'd already taken my hand off the hammer to basically do lay on hands. So with that, that wasn't a problem. I already had my hand off the hammer.
see the okay. One thing that I will mention, like it's not an action or something to pull your hand off a hammer.
Yeah.
Legitimately, just needing to like reach out and touch someone is like
Mm-hmm.
NBD. If you wanted to, like, if you could bonus action do something that required you to take your hand off the hammer, and then you wanted to make an attack with the hammer with both hands, like it's fucking. You're literally moving your hand like maybe a foot or two to the side.
Yeah.
Not that-
I guess.
not a deal.
Okay. I mean, I guess that kind of like clears my thoughts a little on that. Because yeah, I mean, I do have the because I'm not using the shield, I can't really embed my holy symbol in the shield. Like I know that's a little bonus that paladins get. But I through my weapon, that was the reason I got the focus there. Because like I don't quite think I'm gonna go into Warcaster. With the way things are going, might
Yeah.
be ability score improvement instead.
Legitimately, like I from how you've been playing, because like this isn't your first rodeo.
Yeah, no, but
I
first paladin.
can, yeah, like regardless, I can see you attempting to like conserve spells and abilities and stuff like that, and it's the whole like, okay, are we gonna run to do a rest, or are we going to
Yeah, I
what
guess
are we gonna do next?
I sort of underestimated how many times we'd be taking a rest.
Yeah, like legitimately, I didn't expect that combat to slap as hard,
Mhm.
but
And
le-
that's sort of why I took something like prayer of healing.
Yeah,
in
I
case.
expected that orc to be dead in 2 rounds, maybe?
so I don't think anyone put together the fact that everyone in that room was a barbarian, and all of your slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing damage was being halved.
Hmm.
So, like, your D6 from your Zephyr Strike and Hunter's Mark and all of those abilities, those were, being normal. But, like, every time Zach did his plethora of slashes, it all of those were being halved. So, these big beefy orcs who had large hit point pools, they all were taking half damage from almost all of your attacks, and that made them last so much more. And I will mention spiritual weapon, that just does straight force damage. So that was, chunking away when it could, but it only made like 2 attacks. Also when they started reckless attacking, I was waiting for Orvid to get that crit and just jump smite and blow up the orc, but it didn't happen.
I mean, if not for the darkness, I would have used Thundering Smite, but that would have cast them into the darkness if they didn't pass the save. So then I don't have something to hit.
Yeah, the darkness is such a two-way street because like it on one hand it makes Zach a beast. On the other hand, it makes the rest of the party unable to do basically anything.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, no. I've made and played a character with that whole gimmick, and the hardest thing is like, you know, being a monk and having darkness, you know, Shadow Monk goes pretty well with the whole darkness mechanic if you can get Devil Sight. But the whole party can't see thing is a little bit of an oofsie, you know?
It makes it a lot harder.
You're not
Like,
the
it's-
first person to complain about it.
I mean, it's definitely workable. I thought he would be toggling it on and off more, but again, I couldn't see what was going on inside the darkness, so it's probably their best judgment on that, you know?
I think I missed having him do a con save once or twice for concentration, so like it maybe should have dropped sooner. As soon as it dropped, I want to say like if it would have dropped and he would have been in a more legitimate danger, you guys probably would have started dumping more spells and shuffling on a bit faster. But it very much. I mean, once he went down, the only risk he really had of dying was like rolling those death saves, because the knight would have immediately turned towards the other orc and started beating the shit out of him, and you know, Zach would have just been lying on the ground bleeding, and you know, it's pretty NBD for him to like be making death saves, because you know, Nicholas has healing word, Orvin has lay on hands, I think Sandra has cure wounds.
Nope.
You also have potions, and
I have
like
no healing of any kind.
I gave the party potions.
I
but
have none of those.
it very much is a it like every three people have healing, because I know someone. I'm fairly certain Zach has healing himself, but I wasn't worried about him dying. If he would have rolled a natural one, like Nicholas would have been like, "All right, healing word," and he's fine. So I wasn't afraid of anything, and when Zach dropped it, the knight was just gonna fight the orc, and then, you know, depending on who won, they you'd continue on from there. The issue was that straight up, if the party would have stood there and not attacked, they would have like fought the combat themselves, and then you could have continued on afterwards. But
yeah, I figured that was probably what was gonna happen, but as soon as there's an interruption, like, you know, you're kind of involved in that.
yeah, you guys third partied the fight, and the honorable knights, a lot of the knights just like attack whatever the fuck's in the dungeon, and the previous knight that you fought, he was hostile, 100%. You guys killed everyone else in the room and then went to him. And the first thing he did was he challenged you to a duel, and Zach accepted, so he only targeted Zach. If you guys would have said like no or something like that, he would have just started attacking all of you. And like the knights, don't get me wrong, they're fucking hostile. They are enemies. So when Zach ran in there, he literally walked up to the enemy, so they're like, okay, and fucking started beating the shit out of Zach. So,
Yeah, no, I don't fault the instant hostility considering everything in the dungeon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I imagine if we step back for a moment and analyzed it before running in and smacking. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you encountered that knight first and then encountered the other, do you think it would have gone the other way? Maybe, maybe not. But because if you're just like, oh, the knights are friendly until provoked, and then the other one just attacks you,
Yeah, that would have been pretty off-putting, but the yeah, this dungeon is. I very much am of the mindset of like, okay, let's get this shit over with. That's why I'm like, okay, you guys want to walk around? Let me just grab all of your tokens and throw you into the room.
Which
Like,
I'm not knocking. I appreciate it.
yeah, having you guys walk back and forth. Like sometimes I put random encounters here and there, but like I'm at that point where random encounters are just gonna start slowing shit down.
You
So
know, with the whole missing shit, like something that usually I kind of blank on is just like, oh yeah, dark vision isn't like night vision. You can't see color, so like that's probably why, that's my guess why it took this long to find a secret passage.
so
But
if you guys aren't checking for the secret passages, which I think one other session you tried looking for secrets.
I did. That was the
Uh,
last session.
yeah, like previous to that, you weren't looking for secrets, and I was 100% like, hey, if you guys are looking for secrets, then that is included in the investigation check. Sometimes, I will mention this session when you were looking for secrets in that hallway, you just rolled poorly, and I'm like, okay, you don't notice it, and then, Orvid managed to roll well enough and find, oh, hey, there's the fake wall. So, there have been other things that you have walked past that I'm like, okay, that's kind of unfortunate, but there's definitely other things that
Yeah.
you're really close to one of the things that I placed in the dungeon that I'm really excited about, but it's gonna be really unfortunate if either you roll bad or you forget to ask to look for things. Because there have been hallways that you just kind of sprinted through. It's just like, check for traps, don't see anything. All right, let's go. So
sort of as the almost as a joke, like this dungeon has been kind of like dwarven tilted. I don't know, because like we're looking at stone walls, and that's a racial thing. Poison traps, poison resistance. It's just like it is a dwarven fortress. I do get that, right?
it's not a dwarven fortress. It's a human fortress.
Is it a human? I
Yeah.
guess it was more that I was looking for an emissary.
You guys are underground. That's the thing. You are in a dungeon, and dwarves are specifically good at, stonework stuff. So if there's stone-related hidden shit, then, it's your ballpark. I know in previous editions, elves, if they're near secret doors, they just, get a roll. The GM just tells them to roll a perception check or something like that, or they roll it in secret, and they can just find it. I think rogues also get that, but I think it was in Swords and Sorcery that I was reading where they brought that rule back, and it's just like, yeah, a rogue has like a 2 in 6 chance of finding it. So literally the GM rolls a d6, and on a 1 in 2, they just find the secret thing. So
those, I think, those older editions are more like dungeon crawly, so it's more like the fact, like, there's probably not too much room for roleplay unless your DM really works it in there. But the thing you're talking about, multiple floors, yeah, it makes sense.
So I want to say it's a yes and a no. Dungeons and Dragons, definitely first edition, dungeons were the mainstay, because you'd go into these dungeons, get a bunch of loot, and then everything else is it's like 50-50 kind of. The main thing you're doing is delving a dungeon, finding the loot, getting magic items, and bringing it out, and then the rest of the roleplay and all of that happens outside of the dungeon. Fighters immediately, when they hit a certain level, they get a keep. Wizards can build wizard towers, rogues can become members of thieves guilds, and you just get these things as it's implied, because as you're gaining more strength, it mentions in the rules, like, the fighters getting the keep, eventually people petition them and are like, hey, you're a fighter, like you're a renowned warrior, can you come help us? We're being like besieged by bandits. And you go to clear out a bandit camp, and then this bandit stronghold is empty, and it's just like, hey,
Mine.
these villagers are like, if you live here, we will make it nicer for you, we will farm for you, and we will serve under you if you protect us. And, you know, fucking level half to 1, maybe level 2 bandits versus like a level 7 or 9 fighter. Like, you can just murder the shit out of an entire bandit camp. Like, it's NBD, so that becomes your domain. And that's just how it was. And very much like, in a way, it's its own type of storytelling, but I don't know. I kind of like how in the more modern editions, it's kind of like on the road adventure where you know, really Lord of the Rings-esque. You're going from place to place, doing task and gaining notoriety and yada yada. You're not just delving an ancient dungeon and kicking in doors to find monsters to stab and get money. Legitimately, in older editions, if you get gold, that is the EXP. It's 1 EXP per gold piece, because as you get money, you get more shit available to you. So it's just this weird backwards thing as of now, but
yeah. As with the session, I will say it's a shame that the whole magic making room was
that
fucking
room.
wrecked. Like
That room.
That was the funniest part of this session.
yeah, no,
Yes.
like if I were playing a different character, he probably would have had an active role in that room. But I don't know. This is more. You know, this isn't one of my intelligence heavy characters. In fact, it's the inverse.
When you went into that room, like the party as a whole, when everyone went into that room, I was not expecting it to get trashed. 100% did not expect that.
You know, this is just like it was just not Orvid's piece to be in there, and he felt that, you know, he should just hang out in the hallway in case there's a giant explosion.
It just like a 3 and then a natural 1 as like the entire party is attempting to find shit, and it just like it went downhill.
You know, as far as the whole brainy stuff goes, you know, the weird Arcana crap, like that's not his piece. So like he was just going to leave the people who allegedly know what they're doing up to it. But even it might have been better if he just went in there and did it himself, almost somehow.
Yeah. I will mention, if there was a wizard in the party, they definitely could have made use of that room. And, you know, potentially they could have enchanted one of their weapons with something.
But
the party didn't have a wizard, so I'm just like, okay, what the fuck is the point of this room, really? Fun fact, I actually changed that room from the notes Octi gave me. So the original room description is: a faded and torn tapestry hangs from the east wall, and someone scrolled a dark rune on the west wall. Scattered scrolls and parchment indicate this room may have been used as a ritual site. The purpose of the ritual is unknown, but gnashing claw marks and ancient bloodstains indicate whatever it was not good. And I'm just like, nah, this would make more sense, and I need more to be in this actual castle to give the castle more story. So,
with Orvid's goal and all of what his mission that he's working on right now, this is definitely one of the things he'll report back. But he will have to phrase it in a very special way.
Yeah.
It just like I did find this, however, some people I met just absolutely thrashed it, so you have to fix
It's
it.
alright, I'll explain.
Yeah. So, I do hope everyone enjoyed the lore drop that I did.
It it was definitely something that goes well with my bit.
So, the reason I actually placed that there, so Eric actually wanted to find out more about Corlith Castle, and I specifically mentioned like, hey, if you go and talk to the Death Knight, they can give you some more information, and like everyone's afraid of talking to the Death Knight for some
Everyone
reason.
is afraid of talking to the Death Knight.
Yeah. So I mean, he's a big, intimidating guy with a big sword and can literally like probably one shot maybe a party member or two. Like he's brutal. But it is I'm just like, okay, how do I get the information of what happened to the party? And that's where I came up with having the information over where it was of like the Elven and Gnomish emissaries were using shady magic to cause the knights to do atrocities to make this place's reputation go down and blame the humans for being, you know, bloodthirsty land grabbers and completely smearing the name of what was Corlith and the unified lands. And I absolutely love the dichotomy of so you know, there's the Death Knight, who is this huge horrifying figure, and you know, it's as some people may piece together, Captain Rybon Trueblade, like he's not actually he's not a monster, or at least wasn't, but over the course of time, his hatred has literally formed him into this being that wants to bring retribution. And Prince Granite, Harnick Granite, they felt very strongly about Corlith and the things that happened there, to the point where he's just like, fuck everyone that undermined this. Like, all of the dwarves are spineless pieces of shit and do not deserve to lead Granite Keep. And it very much is this buried history that no one knew about, and it's big. Like, this is fucking huge, and it's just this, you know, ruined castle that no one's been able to fully explore, and you guys got dropped into the bottom of it. So you
I
are
mean,
at the meat.
Quite literally, I did get dropped to the bottom of it.
Yeah, you literally fell into it. The party got teleported in, so
yeah, no,
Should have just asked her to teleport us back out.
I
she would have told you to fuck yourself. You, like, 100%. If you would have asked, she would have said no.
What the
I,
fuck?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. She like, you guys wanted to do something different, and she's like, nah, I'm busy.
What
And
a bitch!
I
yeah,
like to
he's
think
always been.
that when I dropped into the dungeon, that it was literally in the room with like the lizard shaman or whatever. Like, you know.
No, actually, you dropped into one of the hallways and walked into that room, but
You know, it would it would just be a little funny to just drop in and then suddenly just lizard wizard.
yeah, that lizard wizard got fucked.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Like, I think you guys killed it in like 2 rounds, and I barely got any of its spells off.
Lizard Wizard was dead in 1 round.
Yeah,
Those
it
two
was,
magic arrows hit him way harder than they probably should have.
yeah, he's a shaman, so like, you know, classic D6 hit die. They weren't too fortuitous to begin with, so when they got fucking targeted, you dropped them like 100% what you should do. If there's a spellcaster, you drop them first. So
Yeah.
you definitely avoided the other abilities that would have been really bad.
Yeah, that's why I picked him.
Yeah,
You know.
good choice.
Seeing as it's been at least 2 days in game for me, I'm sure the people I came with are quite worried.
Oh yeah, they're still outside.
Yeah,
Like,
they're still.
they're looking for you. You just fucking disappeared.
Yeah, no, they just, we split up to look over more ground, and then suddenly I'm just not there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, to kind of get back to originally what we were doing, I'm glad you enjoyed session. You are free to go if you'd like. We're going to keep chatting. Hunter, how did you feel about the session? Questions, comments, concerns?
I just accidentally hit my fucking mic.
Yeah, I heard that.
And turned it off.
Ooh, and turned it off.
The button's on the front.
Ah, that's
And
fair.
there's a fucking pop filter over that, so I slammed the pop filter into the button, and the mic was like, "Ah, fuck you too, buddy."
Happens.
Where to begin with this session? Where do I start with you?
I mean, the beginning of the session, I guess.
I mean, this has not been one of my better sessions. I
Yeah.
came into this already extremely fucked up. I came off of an extremely intensive recording session, which I want to continue after I'm done here because I'm a psychopath. Well, I've lost my fucking tooth crown and I've been stressing about that all day. And then, that is one of the most stressful fights I've ever seen. That was more stressful than the previous fight with the other knight, and that was a stressful fight.
Yeah, the barbarians were rough. There was a variety of things you could have done, and I expected the party to drop the first one that charged the party way faster.
That guy took too long.
Yeah, the other ones, they the first one that got dropped, they got dropped fast. Zach used the Eldritch Blast and just fucking chunked that health because Eldritch Blast is force damage. So that was all just directly to the hip. Didn't get halved at all. So that's why the first one dropped super quick, and then the other one, seeing you attacking the main guy, is just like, all right, we need to take care of this, and ran over to the rest of the party and just got the shit kicked in over the course of a couple of rounds. But also, Zephyr Strike is saving your ass so fucking much.
Zephyr Strike is an extremely good spell, and it does a lot of shit.
Like, the fact that you can just, like, cast it and walk away, just bonus action, fuck you, no attacks of opportunity. I'm just like, there's no fucking way. Like, it has to be, like, fancy footwork where you have to make the attack. No, I looked it up. First fucking line of it is, you can just walk away with no attacks of opportunity.
I mean, Steve, like, you're also a fan of the mobile feat. Like, that's a whole feat.
Yeah.
It is not in Handbook. That is in Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Yeah, it straight up.
Yeah.
I read it, and it 100% is just you can fuck off. Like,
Literally, first thing, your movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Like that's such a.
Can give yourself advantage
Why?
on one weapon attack roll on your turn, and that attack deals an extra 1d8 and double your movement.
Like 4 things in one bonus action spell. Like that they really are just trying to buff the shit out of Ranger.
This is a first level transmutation spell.
It's wacky. Just all of the things because Rangers are bad.
I love
Uh,
Zephyr Strike. It's so good.
Uh,
That's why I picked it. It was in.
it's such a. It's a good choice.
Wasn't
I'm not gonna
Xanathar
beat
the
around
one
the
that?
bush.
Yes. Okay. Xanathar was the one that added all the new Ranger stuff. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
That would
I don't know, they
explain
gave a
why
little
it's
bit
so
of,
good.
Are you a Gloom Ranger?
No.
No.
Or no.
I
I don't think I was able to figure out which one you are, but
I have that written down somewhere. I
Yeah,
think
I
it's.
think they're a homebrew thing.
I think it's Monster Slayer, actually.
I don't know. But yeah, it like Sandra's good, like hands down. You have a bunch of really useful abilities. Like, sure, you're not like super arcane or divine adept, but when it comes to just like roughing it in the wilds and delving dungeons and being really good with a bow, like you fucking have it. Like you are really good at what you're good at, and it is something that is just like general survival. Like, the clerics can conjure food and water, but like they need to like use spells as their crutch, while fucking rangers, if you're in your favorite terrain, you roll survival and you can easily find food for the entire party.
Yeah,
Like-
that's been fun. I'm looking forward to going back to that.
Yeah, it is. Also, I didn't expect anyone to pick up the meat cleaver. Meat cleaver.
I was looking for an opportunity this whole game actually to ask this question. What is the attack roll or stats on the meat cleaver?
I'll just give it to you. It's actually a magic meat cleaver.
I figured
Hello.
it was perfect condition.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Also-
I'll count it as a 1d6 pseudo axe weapon.
Yeah.
It's a +1 meat cleaver that it
I
it
guess
assists with cooking basically,
I'm
and
gonna
you can
have
use it
to-
as an actual weapon.
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to get
I
all
guess-
the stats down for this cleaver. Oh, by the way,
I guess the spoiler will be that I am only interested in hammers and axes.
by the
Yeah.
way, since you asked, I did go ahead and look it up. I am a monster slayer.
Yeah.
Straight up, I expected the party to glaze over that meat cleaver and walk right past it. That's why I put it there on the map with the note +1 meat cleaver, because I didn't expect anyone to pick it up.
Yeah, I
And-
just chalked it up to be fine
I was
dwarven
like,
craft.
dude, I heard meat cleaver and my brain was like, you must get it. And I
Yeah,
was like, why? And my brain was like, it's a
it's
knife.
cooking related.
It's a knife.
I
It's a dagger.
honestly, because
Stab
it was
people.
cooking related, I'm just like, I very much like I had the pebble of thought of Sandra might pick this up because it's cooking related, and when you walked over and picked it up, I'm like, yep, 100%.
My
and-
plan, actually, you're gonna like this. If he wasn't dead, that one orc, if he wasn't dead in that one turn, Sandra's next act was going to be to throw pocket sand in his face, and then as extra attack, jab the meat cleaver into his skull.
By the way, hang on. Yes, I did. So for the for the brain, for the optional boss fight, the list of stuff that I have, I did try to throw something in for everyone, which I might have to change this a little bit. There is a special item for everyone that, if you guys finish the optional boss fight, you will get a special reward.
I ain't going
So-
down there now.
Oh yeah, fucking. I, I, I will say, I put a lot of work in on the fucking ambiance of that place because I wanted it to look extremely intimidating. And once we leave the dungeon on one of the future conversation castles,
Yes, we are
it-
absolutely bringing up the map.
yes, we can bring up the map, and I will like. You can even come in on maintenance mode, and I'll show you the massive list of shit, and then just delete it in front of you on stream.
I will let you.
Yeah, I mean, you fucking. I'm sure if you looked at the map, you saw like the vault door with pile of gold behind
I did
it.
see the vault door with the pile of gold, yes.
Yeah. So, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. That pile of gold's there. 100%.
Yes,
Like, that's the fucking
although-
treasury.
Yes, although there is one problem with that giant pile of gold. There's no way we can carry that out of here.
Oh yeah, that's one of the problems. If you guys manage to...
This is like trying to, it would be like trying to take the gold bars out of dead money. It's just
Exactly.
not doable, okay?
Very carefully, but
I don't know, I think Matt's mind is gonna try to get away with one.
I'll have to.
Yeah, no, Zephyr
decide on
Strike.
the spot. You know, I have to decide on the spot then whether.
That
doesn't
doesn't
to
have
do
any
about the gold
components
pile.
either.
So, the one thing that I will mention, so like all of the items within the vault, you can grab all of those, no problem. For the wealth, I will make you play by encumbrance rules. So
I would expect you to.
yeah, you can go to your maximum carry weight with money, but you will be suffering from heavy encumbrance for the rest of the dungeon until you get to a place where you can offload it. And it is going to be rough. But that is if you manage to survive.
I'm up to 73 gold right now, so I'm good, thank you.
Only 73.
That's living expenses.
I mean, yeah, sure, that's living expenses, but you could fucking have how much is your maximum carry limit? It's like 15 times your strength score is your maximum. What's your strength? Like 10, right?
Let's see, did you nerf that? Yeah, it's 10.
So, yeah, that's 150 pounds of weight.
Yeah, I have it on my
Times-
sheet. I'm at
times
about
50.
85 right now.
So, if you ditched all of your shit that wasn't worth it, and grabbed just gold, you could grab 7,500 gold pieces.
Yeah, that's a lot.
that's a few.
That's just you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, that's a lot.
Could do the
Still
you
not
know,
going down there.
the classic martial character thing of just getting plate mail casually with that type of money. Yeah.
All this massive list. Just look at all of these awesome items.
You cannot tempt me, okay? I am severely nerfed right now. There is, like, no way I'm going down there.
I'm fairly certain this boss that's down here, with your now 24 HP, you can get one shot and maybe die. Like, just from massive damage.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
going
no.
down there.
Certainly wouldn't attempt it till nice and healthy again.
So when my con goes back to +0, do I just get back up to 34?
You
Or-
go to 29. You have to get back to the +1.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, con
this was
damage
the
is
worst
rough.
part of the night. I hate this mechanic.
Ability score damage is rough.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because especially
Why
because
couldn't
I
you
have
just
a
poison
even
me?
number.
I could have dealt with that.
Because you could have dealt with it easily.
Yeah. No, like fighting shades. Or is it shadows? One that actually saps your strength that's a scary fight right there. You know.
Yep, Sandra's gonna be in the back of all of these fights now.
You've always been in the back of all the fights.
Now she's gonna be way in the back. You know that shit I was doing with the hallway? Yeah, times 10.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll figure out how to play Paladin a bit better as I play it more.
But fine so far.
Yeah, no, it's been fine. It's just you know, I guess
Like-
more it's getting a sense of how the party functions will allow me to know
Like,
how long till the next refill.
I have no doubt that with Sandra's current attitude towards combat of staying all the way in the back, she can absolutely get through this dungeon. It's just this con crap is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with.
Mhm.
Now let me ask the important questions. What color is Taz?
That is an
there's-
important question.
The picture I linked shows the.
So he's a
drift
nice
level.
shade of blue. All right, how big is he?
It's like. Hang on. Let me pull this
Isn't
up.
it like swirly
Is
something?
it like a grapefruit size or a basketball size or like a golf ball or?
It is. Well, it says it's a small spear that weighs a pound, so I would assume it's like around grapefruitish size,
like
maybe
a
a little larger.
baseball or a
Yeah.
cute.
I know. I'll definitely,
I'm so surprised that the party didn't fight you back when I'm just like, yep, you sprint across the room and snatch it from Nicholas's hands. Everyone's
no.
like, okay, this is happening.
It's slowly coming out. I'm trying to slowly reveal that Sandra likes cute things.
Yeah. There's I'm kind of interested by the deck of cards that I found, so that's something I'll look into in my
I'm
free time.
surprised that you found this deck of cards. You're like, oh, nifty, and then just put it in your pocket. And that's happened so many times this dungeon where it's just like, item, cool, put it in pocket, ignore literally like researching it at all.
Well,
Like, you didn't even show it to anyone. You're just like, cards.
I mean, he's a fan of card games for reasons, parentheses. So he's going to look into that.
Man,
And
I can't
that's,
wait until they introduce the motorcycles.
Yeah.
Are you proficient in land vehicles?
No, I'm not.
Right.
Proficient in playing cards. So.
My boy Ritoya is proficient with playing cards and land vehicles, so
I just kind of chucked the +2 dagger and special globe over my shoulder and just stuffed the cards in my pocket.
My mind is spinning with the possibilities of Taz.
Taz. Yeah.
Taz.
Like, yeah, he's definitely gonna look into the card deck.
Like, do I
But
add
we're
him
in
to
a
the
safe
thumbnail or?
it's up to you.
Yeah, just add a little orb.
Draw little googly eyes on him with a pen or something.
So, I've been intending on giving the party a lot of magic items in this dungeon because it's supposed to be, ruins full of riches. And, you've been finding gold, you've been finding magic items. I don't expect you to keep all of the magic items. Like, if you wanted to sell some of them, like,
Cloak of Bellowing.
the Cloak of Bellowing is an amazing item.
No, it is not. You
not
keep
appreciating.
saying that, but it's not.
I love the Cloak of Billowing. That's why I gave it to you.
Cloak of Billowing is a great item, and if you try to sell it all, I'll try to take it.
It is immediately being sold, and it's too big for you. You are short.
It's
I
a
can-
magic item.
I can have it, even
It-
then, maybe have it tailored, I'm not that short. I'm just like a manlet.
It adjusts to the size of the wearer.
By the way, I'm so happy you went and looked up Zephyr Strike because you were like, wait, he's pulling a lot of shit with this.
Yeah, it's such a bullshit spell because they fucking needed to buff rangers.
But it's actually that good.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so for like, standard +1 weapons, I'm fairly certain I'm just basing everything off of like Pathfinder magic item prices, but they're like, they sell for, I want to say 250 to 500 gold pieces for just a regular ass +1 weapon. Like, they're expensive. That is the selling price, not the buying price. So
my plan is to sell one of these items, gain around 200 gold or so, and then trade that in for a gilded acorn. Because I have been sitting on a level 2 spell that I've been really anxious to use, and I need a gilded acorn.
So it's listed as a material.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is the Summon Beast spell. I got it when we started the campaign. The agreement was, yes, I could start with this level 2 spell, but I would have to find the component. And I haven't found it yet.
Yeah. No. I'm looking forward to the story of stuff. I hope that we can make to some interesting developments.
I'm gonna find.
I would like to apologize about the con stuff. I overreacted. It's been kind of a long day.
Yeah.
And I came into this already exhausted.
Yeah, that does a bit. So, okay, there it is.
That's on me. I think I am a ticking time bomb of anger right now because I've been unusually calm these past few weeks.
Fair enough. So yeah, +1 weapon does go for 1,000 gold pieces, so half of it would be 500.
So sell the cleaver.
Yeah, if you sell the cleaver, you'll get 500 gold pieces.
Oh.
So,
now to wondering, do I keep the cleaver or sell the cleaver?
the dagger of denial goes for fucking.
I want to keep that. That shit's cool.
I mean, yes, that's why I gave it to you.
It's a +2 God damn it, man. You know I love magic daggers.
So, +2 weapons go for 6,000 each because it has additional effects. It's probably like 7,000. So, you probably would be able to sell that for over 3,500 gold pieces fairly easily.
I'll see how useful it is. I'm gonna be in the back a lot, so who knows?
It could be something. If we don't end up crunching the door and we actually get it open the right way.
Man, you guys are so fucking close. I was really hoping we would be able to continue on a bit longer because, like...
We're really close to the stairs?
No. You're close to some of the fun things that I shoved. So... There is just, oh man, yeah, there's fun stuff that I'm like... What?
It's been ages. Give me a general idea where the stairs might be.
Other side of the dungeon.
Alright. That's good. That's where I figured they were, but at least you gave us a clue.
Oh, also, can I mention something, just, like, kind of meta spoiler?
Yeah, what? What's up?
The water fountain, I was fucking with you. It's just water.
Yeah, no, I figured
So
it was
that
a bunch
con
of
save
crap.
was...
The
It's
con
just
save was me
really-
fucking with you.
I felt that was stale water, but you know.
No, it's specific. Like when I described it, it is water that is being conjured for the fountain. It is completely drinkable water.
Well, I'm gonna remember that for next session. Go
That's-
over there, refill the canteens.
I'm gonna make you roll a con save.
And what was the con save for the kitchen?
Oh, if you would have failed that, you would have been sickened.
Ah.
That's a little pukey.
Yeah, it like legitimately that room is full of rot. So, like that was in the description. The kitchen and dining room were things that were actually placed on the map. So, that was not something that I added in later. Also, room number 1, I think was empty, and I just shoved the. Yeah, it is straight up an empty room, and I just shoved the orcs in there with the knight. Just to make it another thing.
I also have my usual complaint.
What?
Dungeon bad. Too big. Me no like. Me angry.
Well, that sucks to suck.
Dungeon master. Me angry. Fix.
I want to say, like, part of me just kind of wants to cut off a massive portion of this dungeon.
You definitely should.
Looking at all of this, like, I think I threw some treasure over here, but there's just, like, a lot of combat encounters, and I might just
collapse 1/4 of the map.
I think I also lost some of the treasure lists, so I'm just gonna, like, I'm just gonna cut a portion of this.
Just gotta cut a portion of the map, and we'll leave it up to us to figure out which portion.
Oh no, it's not gonna be hard to figure out what portion it is, because first of all, you're not gonna notice that it's gone. Legitimately, there is a one way into this portion over here, and
You're joking.
yes, I'm
Okay,
completely
first of all-
serious.
Okay, first of all, that is stupid map design. Second, that sounds like really, really bad emergency planning. What if there's a fucking fire down here? What would they think?
Okay, so once again, this room has been warped. You're not
Oh,
the
God.
room. This entire dungeon has been warped.
Yeah,
So,
I know,
hang on,
I'm making
drain walls,
jokes.
invisible walls. Draw walls, there we go. I am drawing a wall right here, and I'm just gonna cover up this doorway, and you can no longer go to this entire portion of the dungeon.
Aw man, it's just an end of the hallway.
So,
next-
spoilers,
y-
you can no longer go to the skeletal minotaur death pit.
Aw shucks.
I think I'll live.
Yeah.
Oh shucks, I was looking towards just painful death.
Ah, gee willikers, that's a real shame there.
Yep. So can I also hang on? I think I'm also going to cut. I just hang on. I have to make sure that I don't cut one specific thing because
So, next episode we'll have to open with, guys, this dungeon's too big, so we chopped off an entire section.
yeah, basically, I might just. I think I'm gonna cut like a hallway or two, and then you guys will be able to just walk over to the exit.
I'm glad we're all in agreement that this dungeon is too big.
So, yeah, I'm gonna place a wall right there, and gotta make sure you guys can actually still get to the exit. Because if you go up and around here, I'm gonna just put a wall over here.
I like how you're saying all these things, but I can't actually see any of it.
Yeah. I'm also gonna fucking this dead end portion's dumb. I'm gonna get rid of that.
Fuck this
so-
bit in particular.
Yeah. Straight up, it is a like T branching pathway that there are it is literally you go down one square. No, you go down 2 squares, and there are 3 squares that lead to a dead end. It's just like a useless mini spiral that is RNG dungeon generation. But I will say the longest hallway in the dungeon is still in the dungeon.
Longest hallway. Oh boy.
Yes.
Have we been to
And
this hallway?
No.
Okay.
It's super fucking long. You will find it. I'm gonna put
Gonna have
right
many
there.
hallway jokes about it.
So oh my
During
god.
the recap, it's gonna be like, but nothing
I-
could prepare them for the longest hallway of all.
I'm tempted to honestly, for the sake of making things faster, I'm tempted to just fucking cut through the wall. I'm gonna do that. Fuck this.
All right.
Like,
So, now here's the deal. That really long hallway. If that really long hallway doesn't have a boulder trap and we got an Indiana Jones all the way back, I swear to God.
no, because the really long hallway is really close to the actual end of the dungeon.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so you actually gave us a clue as to where it is.
Yeah.
Look for the long
Um,
hallway.
Also, I will say Steve has the best take on an Indiana Jones bowler scene that I've ever seen in my life, and I won't
Oh
tell
my
you.
god.
And
That
it was don't say anything. It was the best. I was it was. I'm a good fan of Indiana Jones, and it was a good one.
yeah, I mean, I'm not bringing it back for this dungeon, but I'm glad you appreciated it.
Like I'm honestly gonna steal it for a game. Like that's
Oh,
how
of
I liked
course.
it. Because I somebody at the college actually like approached me and was just like, "So have you heard of D&D?" So I was just like, "Well, just happens I have." So I'm gonna put together a fucking a one shot with people at the college. I guess people who haven't really played D&D. So I guess that would be a fun thing to whip out to players who've never played.
That's mean. But I mean, like, fucking do it, obviously, but that's mean.
It is. Put the maybe not the first time, but I want to put a party through that.
I fucking love that worked, honestly. Like,
Somebody almost figured it out, but then didn't.
legitimately, Jimmy fucking, I think he nailed it. Like, he guessed it, and
Mhm.
then like I was like, oh yeah, no, that's totes what it is. So,
You got
Yeah,
them to
I
back
need to.
down on it, and then they missed it. It's
also,
funny.
my fucking the funniest thing to me is that there's a fucking lever to make it so that the other party members could easily get over to where the rest of the party was, and everyone ignored it. They didn't want to fucking throw the lever, and so Sierra had to fucking brave it. What is over here? Oh.
You're still
Did I keep
chopping
that
off
there,
bits. I love it.
Well, I guess
Yeah, of course I'm still chopping shit up because
since you
How much are we losing of the dungeon on this? Like 30, 35%? Or
seeing ya later.
yeah.
okay,
bye-bye.
everyone cut out.
Oh, we were just saying goodbye.
All right,
so.
yeah, I was about to ask, how much of the dungeon are we losing with this? Like 30, 35%? Solid 25?
Hang on, let me look at the walls here.
20%.
So
I'll take 20.
That's okay. So that's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 rooms I'm cutting there. I removed. Honestly, it's like a fourth ish of the dungeon.
25%, yeah, I'll take it.
Like, I'm gonna say it's like 25 to 30% of the dungeon. I'm also cutting a lot of useless hallway. There's an entire
Yes.
section of spiraling hallways that don't have anything. Like, hang on, I need to actually have a look here. So it has I, M, and N, which is I, M, and N. I, M, and N. It is a fountain. M is the floor is covered with sand, and N is the group of demonic faces.
The floor is covered in sand? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. There's also...
Is there anything
E?
special about the sand?
No, it's just random dungeon flavor. There's a lot of random dungeon flavor, like the fucking skeletons. Like, there's no reason they should be there. Just they're there.
It's
So
like this
yeah.
one, this could totally confuse all the intruders because the floor is covered in sand.
Also, there's a fucking spell that doesn't exist in fucking 5th edition because
Yeah, that's right, because when you first handed this dungeon, everything was in 3rd edition.
3.5, yeah.
Yeah!
Disable device 28 DC, like that no.
That's not a
fucking-
thing!
The fusillade of darts. It makes an attack at plus 18. It requires a search check of 19 and disable device of 25. Like, no.
That's really high, too.
Yeah. But I literally wrote on the map non-existent trap. And didn't like write notes for this entire area, and honestly, I'm kind of
trap.
non-existent trap.
So the party walks over this trap, and it clicks, and nothing happens.
Kinda, yeah.
Trap stuck.
I think in one place of this dungeon there actually was a broken trap. Where literally that happens. You step on the pressure plate and nothing happens. I think that was the trap. Yeah, that was the non-existent trap. There is in one of the hallways there are skittering noises that's being cut. There is a trap getting cut there.
Welcome to the deleted rooms of Corlath Castle, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
'Cause we all agree that this is ridiculous, and I hope you folks at home also agree. This is fucking insanity.
So, I guess just for those who are interested, the rooms that are being cut, there was a room that I think has 3 zombies in it, the skeletal minotaur death pit, a corrupted altar room, more hallways that lead nowhere, and there's literally a fucking door that, like, it is a 1x15 room. Like, it's a hallway that is basically a room, and there's nothing in it. There's also a stone hydra that has magical light on it that I think it was gonna have like a bunch of gems embedded in it, and so if you kill it, you can take the gems. But that's being cut. Hang on, I need to... Sandra... We click on Sand. Okay. You went through one of those rooms. Why is it not showing that you went through that room? Like, all of you went through this room, but
What room is it?
the gross kitchen and the dining room, for some reason it's not saving that you went through there on the Fog of War,
May I
which
see?
is really weird. Yeah, sure. I can toss you back on the Coreless Dungeon map for a sec.
Thank you. All right, let's see.
So,
I can see it.
like, can you?
Yeah, I can see it.
Like,
I can go right on
over,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
over
can see
here.
that whole room.
Okay, step into it for me.
Door's locked. There you go. There you go.
Okay, yeah. So you see the room over here as well, right?
Yep, dining room. I can
Okay.
see it. I can see the hallway connecting the two.
Yeah. So I will mention there is a hallway right here.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
We haven't
I
gone
put
that
a
way yet.
yeah I put a wall down here because it's cutting off part of the dungeon.
Mhm.
Uh, that's where it's like over in the bottom corner over here is all of the shit that I removed.
That whole corner's getting cut out. Gotcha.
Yes. That is the corner that I have removed, and it's honestly like the fourth of the map that's over on the side you haven't explored. I'm just purging all of it because it's not worth going to, honestly. Like I think it is just better to end the dungeon early and have you get out with the loot that you have, because you have good shit right now.
This
Like,
is extremely good shit. Yeah.
you got the robe of stars, you got the dagger, you got
Arrows. I'm
you got
loving those arrows.
oh man, I just realized that I have text on the map of things that you didn't pick up.
It will all make for a really interesting episode of Conversation Castle, which is now going public, by the way.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that, but
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the first one just did.
oh, nice.
Right now.
Oh,
I just
cool.
hit the button.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway, so the yeah, I think the dungeon's better off without it. I honestly, like, if I had the map making tools, I might just do it myself at this point of making the couple of rooms that need be, and it very much it like, was this fun to mess around in? Yes, but there's
Was it
a
a good
lot
first dungeon? No, it's too big.
of it's subjective.
This,
I think it's
this
pretty
is
good.
too big. It's a good dungeon. It's too big for a first dungeon.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you guys, if you were a higher level, you could storm through a lot more of these rooms
Yes,
easily.
absolutely.
But there is, God, man, there's there's a handful of things coming up that I'm extremely excited about. Because you're getting to one of the portions of the dungeon that I really like. I mean, like, spoilers, I already said that this is the wrong side of the dungeon to find the stairs, but this side of the dungeon, I added a lot more flavor to this side of the dungeon compared to some of the other sides of the dungeon.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, I know that there's this hallway here, and there's this little offshoot over here, and like, once we're done down this side, we'll probably start leaning over in that direction.
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna real quick make one minor adjustment over here.
Did you just close that door?
Maybe.
The door just leads to a wall. It's a broom closet.
Basically. Straight up, the fucking hallway, like, loops around really stupidly, so...
Oh god, I hate those.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, alright, you know what? I've done this gag so many times, fuck it. Like, you know, once or twice, hardy har har, but fucking 9 different times in the same dungeon, no. That's too much. The RNG spaghetti is too much. I really want spaghetti. but
I could go for some food.
yeah, I'm pretty hungry. So I think this is, we've been going on for like another hour, so I think this is good enough to call the conversation.
This is a
castle.
very good place to call Conversation Castle. We will see you folks next week. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you for listening, everyone, and I thank all of my players again for participating in this clusterfuck of a campaign.
I'm the only one here.
Yeah, well, whatever, man. Thank you. Have a beautiful time.